Dustin Barca and Isaac Hops.
Take a look at the difference in age. That's a 10-year gap. Big reach advantage for Dustin Barca, but the thing about Dustin Barca I want to say is this is a guy that was a pro surfer. He was also someone that ran for mayor of Kauai, and he is an activist who is concerned about what is happening in the state of Hawaii. He's not just an MMA fighter.
He's also undefeated at 2-0, making his Bellator debut, and it's the first fight in the Bellator MMA cage for Isaac Hops, who brings a record of 4-3 to this lightweight contest. "36-year-old Dustin Barca has a knockout victory from his 2 professional outings, and as you mentioned, John, quite the story outside the cage.
Kind of the Renaissance man. He's into everything. You know, and you look and let's be honest, he hasn't fought in quite a while. He had a neck injury, he had a knee injury, but he decided, I'm coming back, and in coming back, he's coming back up against a very tough guy in Isaac Hops.
All right, with the official introductions, let's go back to Michael C. Williams.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here at Blaisdell Arena, we go 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner at 5'9", weighing in 154.1 pounds. His professional record stands at 4-3. He fights out of Waimanalo, Hawaii. Introducing Isaac Hops. And across the cage, out of the red corner, at 5'10", weighing in 154 pounds even. As a professional, he's undefeated at 2-0. He fights out of Kilauea, Hawaii, presenting Dustin Barca. In charge of the action, your referee, Kevin Yoshida.
Kevin Yoshida will be the 3rd man inside the Bellator MMA cage as we get set for lightweight action. Possible 3 5-minute rounds.
Muscle, it's calf.
The bell and the opening round. Isaac Hops in the blue gloves, while Dustin Barca is wearing the red gloves, and Barca already going downstairs, testing the kicking range as Hops responds in kind. Hops looking to close the gap, but then gets countered with a left hook upstairs by Barca, keeping him honest.
He is keeping him honest. Barca's taking a couple of chances here. You're looking and going, I have watched Hops fight, and I'm telling you right now, he has got a big left hand. And if he lands that thing, he's going to put Barca on his butt. So Barca needs to be a little bit more careful in the beginning. Get your range, get that feel.
Hops fighting out of that southpaw stance, circling away from Barca's power right hand, and although Barca caught him and catches him with the knee. Inside low kick connects for Hops. Hops has got the Hops in this opening round. John bouncing up and down all over the cage, utilizing that footwork and trying to avoid kicking attacks like that from Barca.
There he goes.
Swing and a miss.
And look at, in watching his fights, he loves to throw that left hand. He throws it straight down the pipe, and he'll step outside of his opponent and throw a big looping left hand. And when it connects, it has power.
Front kick by Barca misses. Of course, in our co-feature, the Bellator MMA debut, Lyoto Machida has 2 highlight reel front kicks on his resume. Randy Couture, and in his last fight, Vitor Belfort. Machida will face former Bellator middleweight champion Rafael Carvalho in the co-feature attraction. Bellator 213 coming up.
Nice high kick
on the main card, but there's a right kick that landed for Barca.
You know, it was partially, as we say, blocked by the left hand, but that still has an impact on your brain, and it will definitely wobble you. Barca, for a guy that's been off for so long, coming out, establishing reigns, he's the one controlling the pace of the fight. He's doing a really good job of being composed, sometimes jumping in a little bit, but he is landing good shots in this fight so far.
We're in the second half of the opening round, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the Bellator MMA lightweight division. Hops continues to attack Barca's legs. Barca going downstairs. 2 minutes left in the round. Hops with a lot of feinting, a lot of movement, trying to disrupt Barca's rhythm. There's a body kick by Barca. There's a jab in the poke of the eye, but Hops takes it in stride. Oh, I like that lead right uppercut that Hops swims in with. Inside low kick by Barca.
I like the footwork that I'm seeing out of Hops. He's creating angles. It's just a matter of a lot of times he's creating the angle, but he's not doing anything off of it.
Oh!
Nice one inside.
Time.
That was 3 times, just so you know.
Neutral corner.
Straight up.
Ow.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, where Adam once wore a fig leaf, well, Hops just got kicked in his figs. And he will have 5 minutes to recover, and we hope that he will be able to do so. Never an enjoyable experience, my friend. And I think it's our good friend Joe Rogan who described it best, that the male anatomy was not designed properly.
It definitely was not designed properly. There's something hanging out there that just is not a good idea. So what we have here, so everyone knows, is people will question, well, how long does he have? When we have a groin strike, the fighter has control of the time. He has up to 5 minutes to try to get himself back into the fight. If after that 5-minute mark is reached, he can not continue, then that's when the fight will come to an end.
And judging from what we've seen, and there you go on cue, Isaac Hops.
Sorry, brother. Sorry.
And some good sportsmanship. Barca apologizing. And they will resume hostilities here in Barca. Hey, I guess Rudolph isn't the only one with a red nose this holiday season, Johnny. He's got blood all over his already. But that action has all been picked up now following the groin shot. Both of them really still just trying to decipher the range, John.
Yeah, a lot of movement, a lot of feints. This is actually, both guys are really trying to create something to take an opportunity so they can score. It's just that they're both moving so much, and they're both.
Oh,
that was a nice
beautiful left hand down the pipe by Hops, and Barca tasted it and resumes. Barca showing a stout beard. 10 seconds left in the first frame.
That was a big shot that Barca took.
Oh, and a right hand by Hops. How do you score that first 5 minutes?
That was a close round, and you look at what the shots that took place in the end by Hops, but if you recall the early shots in the fight, I believe that Barca gets that round 10-9.
Doesn't need that. Didn't want to get a drink in him. He's breathing, bro.
He's waiting to go that way. He's hitting you with that kick.
Here's that straight left, boom. Landed clean. You could actually see Barca giving a head lean back. It took a lot of the sting out of the punch, but it did land cleanly.
Feel good up? Feel good. But you're not going to the right like I want you to. You can fake, but move away from the right foot.
Hop's corner wants him to keep feinting and move to the right. Makes sense, being the southpaw fighter, John.
The
orthodox.
And it was one of the things that when you watch fighters here in Hawaii, a lot of the fighters, and Dustin Barca was a pro surfer, a lot of the fighters are surfers, and one thing you see is, man, you see a lot of guys in great cardiovascular condition here in Hawaii. They can go, and both of these guys are proving that, because there's been a lot of movement, a lot of action, and they're both sitting there not breathing at all.
And they begin round 2 in a flurry. So Hops resumes his feinting. Kick just grazed Hops' body from Barca. Barca looking for the more aesthetically pleasing strikes.
As you said, a lot of feints, a lot of movement from Hops. At times, he slides in very well with his footwork. At times, he'll jump in. You don't want to leave the ground, because if you leave the ground, you can't alter where you're going.
Unless you're Fedor Emelianenko against Andrei Arlovsky.
Well,
you were salmon going upstream then, right?
That was Andre leaving the ground, and he couldn't help where he was going.
A minute gone here in the second round. Oh, body shot. Beautifully executed by Hops. And goes upstairs with a catapult-like left hand.
Nice right hand return by Barca there. Barca doing a good job of just trying to slow things down as far as the positioning of the fight and moving forward, creating that angle that he feels that he can get his shots off on.
Inside low kick scored for Barca. Barca pawing with the jab, misses with the right.
Just missed.
There's a lead left that lands for Hops, and then the left high kick grazing off the arm of Hops by Barca. Oh, and Hops looking to attack the lower extremities of Barca.
Hops has got some quickness to him. He's got fast hands, fast feet. Normally you see a guy like that, we call it fast twitch muscle fiber. A lot of times they start to die out in the fight. None of that, Mr. Hops.
Hops utilizing the feint to try to land the 1-2. Ducks down, and Barca just missed with a left knee strike. Well, it's a knee from Barca, and it looked like Hops may have been hit below the equator again, but resumes activity. Straight left hand, down the middle again by Hops, and avoids the kick from Barca. Now Barca southpaw. Barca back to orthodox.
That was a little bit unusual right there.
Final 2 minutes of the second round. There's a left hand that, again, Hops launched with bad intentions. Outside low kick lands for Hops. Oh, good combination by Barca that landed. Minute and a half left in the round. Straight left to the pectoral muscle by Hops. Oh, chopping right hand and an elbow from Barca looking for the tie clinch. Hops evades it. Barca switching stances. Hops' corner imploring him to utilize the jab more, and again lands that left.
Left hand coming straight down that pipe. It's doing damage to Barca.
Final minute of the second round. Three of Hops' 4 victories have come inside the distance. Barca 2-0 with 1 knockout.
One of the things you're really starting to see is Barca's starting to do ones, and you're seeing Hops is continuing 1-2-3, 1-2. Those combinations are going to make a difference.
Barca attempting a takedown, defended, deftly by Hops. Hops with that overhook. 15 seconds left in the round. Pummeling. And the third and final round is straight ahead with Barca securing a takedown at the end of round 2.
You can get a lot of people going, well, he got the takedown at the end. That gives him the round. Does not give him the round. That round goes to Mr. Hops, 10-9.
Well, you would hope.
Breathe.
Yes.
Breathe.
So
Breathe.
you have
Slow
it
down.
even going into the third and final
I
round.
do have it even going
Close
to
fight.
the final round. It is a close fight. And you know what? That's the way it should be.
He's waiting for you to come in. You keep circling to your right.
last
Like
round
we
by
train,
here.
like we
Both
back.
guys have had their
Jab,
moments in
jab,
the fight.
jab,
Both
straight
guys have
down,
been
right,
effective
right,
with what they are
right.
trying to do. But Hops is starting to actually control Barca as far as his motion, and that's what I'm seeing as a difference in the fight.
All right, guys, corners up. Let's go.
Things are just beginning to heat up in Honolulu, Hawaii. Prelims for Bellator 213, the main card coming
All right,
up
gentlemen, final round.
on DAZN.
Fight.
And you are watching Dustin Barca in the red gloves, Isaac Hops in the blue gloves. This is lightweight action as Barca tagged Hops with the left. Inside low kick to Hops' lead leg also scores for Barca. Barca not even trying to hide
No.
that kick. A naked kick, my man.
Yeah, I want to say, well, you know, you want to set your kicks up behind your hands. Barca's not only just kicking, he's showing them. Here it comes, there it is.
That kick could have been charged with indecent exposure. And now Hobson wants to land, but Barca slowing down just a tad here in the beginning of round 3. Hops still utilizing his footwork, his feints, and it seems like he is bedeviling Barca a bit with his feinting.
He is, and you know that outside leg kick that he's been landing, now inside kick on that lead leg. Look at him switch stances, Morrow. That's telling you it's having an effect. You can see the damage to that left leg.
And Hops mixing things up as Barca attacks his leg. Inside low kick, outside low kick by Hops. And again, not a lot of oomph behind them, but they're accumulative.
Exactly, it's the volume. That volume starts to add up. You get kicked in the leg enough times, that leg just doesn't work properly.
Barca and Hops exchange body kicks. There's a chopping kick by Barca. Caught Hops, knocked him off balance.
So you can just see the step.
Yeah, every
Watch
kick.
that. Exactly, it's
taking
having
its
a toll.
toll.
And this is, that's that whole thing of, you're chopping down a tree. How many swings of the axe does it take? Well, I can't tell you that, but I can tell you that if you hit it enough times, it will work.
And Barca now coming forward, landing some punches upstairs on Hops, and has Hops along the fence, but Hops jockeying for position. Barca secures the takedown. Less than 3 minutes left in the fight.
And very smart move by Barca. Look
Butterfly
at,
hooks.
he's in trouble when he's standing on his feet now because he has one less leg. And taking him to the ground, he has base, he has the ability to do damage. Great move by Dustin Barca.
And yet Hops doing his best to control the posture and has those butterfly hooks in. 2.5 minutes left in this lightweight fight.
Nice pass to half guard by Dustin Barca.
And Barca now posturing up, has Hops along the fence, but Hops gets up to his feet, eats a right knee and resets in the center of the cage, and Barca again looking for the takedown and scores it.
Great job by Dustin Barca, but a big mistake by Isaac Hops. He got himself high. He gave that takedown to Dustin Barca. This is exactly where Dustin Barca needs to have this fight right now with the damage that he has suffered to his leg. He can continue to fight. He can continue to do damage now to Isaac Hobbs, while Isaac Hobbs cannot touch that leg.
Final 90 seconds of the bout. Barca looking to make Hobbs pay from top position. Hobbs has had a good fight in the stand-up here in round 3, has been taken down a couple of times, and Barca just wanting to grind Hobbs down like, and has him, well, Hobbs with the wizard.
He's got a wizard, but there's a body lock on him, and he's going to end up going back down.
Oh, beautiful switch right into half guard. Beautiful job by Hobbs.
Trying to turn this round around.
Hammer fist by Hobbs, another short hammer fist. Hobbs with some strikes as Barca finds himself in trouble here with time ticking away, but Barca now doing a good job pushing Hobbs away, and they're back on their feet. And Barca will do what Barca's been doing in round 3. Another takedown.
Hobbs stood up, wanting the fight to go back to his feet. He steps right into the takedown, going right to his back again.
And some elbow strikes from the bottom by Hobbs, and boy, Barca, the faucet has been turned on here, John.
Nothing but colored sweat is all I see.
Looks like a Jackson Pollock painting at the end of the fight. A bloody, brutal affair between Barca and Hobbs, and the Warriors showcasing mutual respect and going the 15-minute distance. How do you have it?
Boy, both of those guys went after it in that round. Both guys having problems at times. I look at the fact Dustin Barca was able to stop that leg kick that Isaac Hobbs was hitting him with. He was able to control it, take him down, took him down multiple times. I'm giving it to Dustin Barca, 29-28. There's clean shots by Dustin Barca, but there's that inside leg kick. There's that when he off balances him. Here's the takedown, and this is exactly what Dustin Barca needs. He gets those hands clasped together, brings him down. That was the difference in this round. He was able to keep himself from being hurt, even though Hobbs takes him over on that one. He gets back up and gets taken right back down by Dustin Barca. That was the difference in this round.
Who will emerge victorious?
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges. At cage side, your first judge, Dane Ferruta, scores the fight 29-28. He scores the fight for Barca. Your second judge, Michael Bell, scores the fight 29-28. He scores the fight for Hobbs. Your third and final judge at cage side, Kyle Takao, scores the fight 30-27. He scores the fight for the winner by unanimous decision, Dustin Barca.